Hi, have you ever stuck between decision of how to make an index? And when you search online, you find multiple methods to decide how you make an index, and then there is no way to compare between them. And technically, learning individual methods take also time, so you don't have time to learn all of them and then compare them. So today I'm going to present you another app. The function of this app is that when you give it the data, it will try to make as many indices as possible based upon the data limitations, data size, and then provides you the available comparative parameters, and then it helps you to decide which index is best. Technically, it also gives you the indices. So I will start with the example. So I have a World Bank data file that I currently downloaded. It has several variables and it has multiple sheets. So when I double click it, I will also show you the data so that you can see what you need in the data also. So technically in your data, you should have a time variable or a country variable that's for panel data, but when you make an index, that's not necessary, but you should have an ID variable or a serial number so that you can recognize or even later on match with the actual data, because when you make an index, it will only give you the index data. So I have made the indicator ID by comparing country name and year number. So this is a unique ID and there are several variables. Okay. And ideally when you make an index, if you want to see which one is the best index, if you can find a benchmark variable, it will help you to shortlist the variable quickly. In most cases, we usually don't have a benchmark variable, but this app has a feature that it can help you to improve the decision method if you have a benchmark variable. Okay, so let's start the function. So I already have imported the data. Here what you need to do is you select first of all the ID so that you have the ID variable here. It will show you in the data preview. So I remove the useless variables. So when you drop them, because there are complicated calculations, so whenever you change the variables, especially the numeric variables, it will take time to adjust. Okay, so I will drop some variables. Okay, so I have dropped them and kept 3 variables here, and I'm going to select one random variable which is available here, and let's see what does it say. Let me see if it doesn't give an error. Okay, so let me go down. Yeah, it works. So first of all, it will ask you if any one of the variable is reversely coded, so you can select it so that it can inverse it. Otherwise, factor analysis can adjust it, but others might not be able to adjust. So that option is available. Secondly, some columns mean variables, if there are more than 50% missing, it will drop it. You can change the share value. And rows where there are more than 50% empty, you can drop it. So technically, I should select it 100% because if all technically it can also work with 10% because it will not be able to make an index if at least one of them is empty. So whatever you change, it will adjust accordingly. And if you want to fill the missing values, you can use the mean method, or you can winsorize the data if you want to remove outliers. So that feature is also there. You want to scale that so that you can compare. So I select the mean z value. You can use min max or any robust method. The parent methods that are selected here are equal z method, minimum, min max mean method, geometric mean method, entropy method, PCA method, and Topsis method. So these are all the methods that are there. And if you want to compare their performance, you can select for bootstrap so that you can compare their performance later on. So first part is that it will show you the data, it will show you how many variables, what are the observations, show the missing value rate, and the mean median mode for the variables. Then you go to diagnostics. First of all, it will check for correlation. So it says that if correlation is very high, it will suggest you to drop that variable because it will create problems in some of the indices, and later on it will tell. And it will also show you the VIF. So if it is caution or good, it will stay continue. Otherwise, it will say very high, and it will suggest you to drop. And similarly, index condition number is here, and it also suggests this is the same criteria. Then stability of the common factor, so KMO value, and it should be ideally be greater than 0.8, and then individual item wise KMO values, Bartlett value, and its a p value. Then it gives you the Scree plot and the parallel analysis. Both are just suggesting one index should be made. So factor analysis is suitable. Then reliability criteria, it gives you Cronbach, it's okay. It gives you item wise correlation, which are high enough, good enough. And then a alpha if item deleted, so it's adjusted alpha. And the chain batches, so these are preconditions. So alpha method pass, MAP method pass, parallel analysis pass, Bartlett pass, KMO caution, condition number pass, VIF pass. So technically you can make index because major criteria are passed. Okay, let's go forward. Now we look for indices, so it will show you all the indices. It is already there in downloadable form. I will show you later on. Okay, equals Z method, min max mean method, geometric mean method, entropy method, BCA method, and Topsys method. So when you go to factor analysis method, it gives you factor loading. So here you can decide that yeah, I might don't want to keep it, I can drop. Then it gives you the variance ratio. So its highest one is the first one. So we are only picking one component, so it is covering 80% of the variation. So I give you interpretation of that also. Then go to robustness. If you select individuals, it will give you the rank stability parameter. It should be more than 9.95. So it will give you this value. And then max rank change proportion, it should be less than 0.1. So even if you select like PCA, it will update and do the bootstrap here. It will show you and then give you the result. So these numbers are here. So if you go to comparison and selection, first of all, it does a correlation among the indexes. So it is 0.9 and 6. One means they are actually perfectly correlated, means the all indices are suggesting same thing. Now we go to external validity. So it is comparing with the external variable that I provided. So you can see the correlations are here and R scales are there with the regression method. So you can notice that which one is better. So I think Topsys has the highest correlation, and in terms of R scale, the Topsys has the highest R scale value. So when you see the scorecard, you can see the stability is one, very good. Rank should be less than 0, none of them is, but you can look at which one is the nearest. So you can look at it, it's 0.202803. So this is the nearest mix method, and convergence method, it should be very higher. So all of them are high. And then external R scale, so you can see the values are here. Okay, and then stability, so sensitivity they fail. This is the sensitivity, it should be less than 0.1, but technically they all pass. So if you have the external variable, then you use this to see which one is better. Otherwise you pick convergence criteria or any other criteria that are available. After that, you can see the variables one by one, or let me show you if I miss anything. Yeah, so you can go to export and you can download the Excel sheet. So let me open it. Here in the if you go here, all indices, you have all the variables here for all your sample size after removing the missing value rows. So this indicator will help you to merge your remaining data with the index data. Okay, and so that you can do the analysis, and other parameters, all of them are already here. So you can also have a rank value, and all the index separately are available, and any other indices in diagnostics that we did, they are already available here. Okay, so you can use them if you want to make other graphs. Okay, so let me go back to this report. So I think this report will help you to first of all shorten the time in index making, and then do the comparison. And I have provided my email address in the corner. I want your feedback so that I can update it for the next version, and it will help you to do the data analysis and making the index. Thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe and share it to your colleagues.